Last year, I participated in a challenge called Project 30. This is where you put out a fresh piece of content for 30 days straight. And by day 18, I realized that the setup I was using was not made for this at all. I was using the Canon R5 with a 24-70, a shotgun mic, and this camera was just too big for all of that. It brought too much attention. It was too heavy. So I went out and I started to build out what I would call the ultimate vlogging setup. The setup needed to be lightweight, it needed to be compact, it needed to be great in low light, it needed to have great colors, and I think I truly have the perfect setup for 2025. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the camera. Coming from the Canon R5, I was used to high quality images, high quality video, but like I said, it was just too much. It was too big for vlogging and making content on the move as a solo creator. So I sought out for this camera, and that camera was the Sony ZV-E1. I love it so much that I literally bought it twice. It's the camera that's filming me now, and like I said, I also have a second one. The Sony ZV-E1 is a part of Sony's ZV line, which is basically for vloggers, content creation, Gen Z type of content creators is what Sony was intending this camera to be for. But I found it to be great as a professional for my day-to-day content creation, for YouTube, and I even use it for some client work for their content creation. This camera's great in low light, it has beautiful colors, it's super small, especially coming from the R5, and this thing is absolutely a beast. It has 10-bit color. If you guys don't know what 10-bit color is, basically if I shoot something, I can color it the way that I really want to color it. And it's something that you wouldn't expect Sony to put in a ZV camera, something that's just meant for content creators. But the thing about this camera, it has the same exact sensor as the A7S III and the Sony FX3, which are cameras that are almost twice the price of this thing. So you're really getting a crazy bang for your buck. Think about it, a camera that's $3,000-$4,000, this camera brand new is about $2,000 right now. You can probably find it used for much cheaper. I found my second one used for $1,200 on Facebook Marketplace. So if you guys want a second camera, or if you guys want to get this camera, go ahead and look for it used. You won't be disappointed. The camera has incredible autofocus. It's so sticky. You can even change what the camera is focusing on. You can choose between humans, birds, planes, cars, buses, almost anything for the most part. And the other thing that I really love for us content creators, it has a mode called Product Select. So you can see as I put this camera right in front, it then focuses on the product. Then when I pull away, it goes ahead and focuses right back on my face. So if I do this and then pull away, it automatically focuses right back on my face. And I think that is great for those that are using it in this use case right now for YouTube and other content creators. Sony ZV-E1, game changer for sure. All right, now let's talk about lenses. When I first bought the camera, I only had one lens. It's the lens filming me right now, and that is the 20mm 1.8 G lens from Sony. It's a beautiful lens, absolutely beautiful, super small, super lightweight and compact, great in low light. I would even say that this lens is great for vlogging. This is all I use for the first few months, and honestly, I really could have gotten away with just this lens, but me being a professional, I needed to have coverage. So I ended up getting two more lenses, which are the 24-70 G Master lens 2.8 and also the 16-35 G Master 2.8. Now I use these lenses for my vlogs on YouTube and also for my professional content creation for some of my clients. They just give me a great range for shooting different styles of content and not just vlogging, but it also, when I am vlogging, I can get tighter shots and detailed shots of other things that I'm vlogging about and not necessarily always just having a shot for the vlogging type of setup, you know. But for a vlogging setup, I believe that the 20mm or the 16-35 is perfect. It's still small and lightweight, and honestly, you can't go wrong with it. You really can't go wrong. And then the final lens that I picked up, I use this lens more as a specialty lens, and that is the 11mm 1.8, and this is actually a APS-C lens. So it's meant for crop sensor cameras. So when it's on this camera, which is a full frame camera, full frame sensor, you get kind of a cool vignette. And actually, let me get the lens so you can see how small this thing is. So this is how small the lens is. Super tiny, super lightweight. And I think this is great, but like I said, it has somewhat of like a vignette, and I think it actually looks really cool. It's very creative looking. So if you don't like that look, the camera has a feature called clear image zoom, so you can zoom in and out on any of your lenses, and you can actually push right past that vignette on the 11mm. And honestly, that will end up being a beautiful vlogging setup as well. It's even smaller than the 20mm, and it's definitely smaller than the 16-35, and it's at a 1.8, so it's gorgeous in low light. You can definitely get some beautiful images and some creative images from that lens as well. Okay, so let's talk about audio. Audio sometimes gets overlooked, but let's be honest, if the audio's trash, most people are gonna click away no matter how good your footage looks or how great your edit looks. If the audio's bad, they can't stand listening to it, they're gonna click off. So make sure you have good audio. In my case, I have a few different setups for audio, and first we're gonna talk about the DJI wireless mics. So these are the original ones. And these are great for if you want to do shots where you're away from the camera. So if I want to have this and I want to turn this way, or I want to be a mile away, this is the type of mic that you want to use. You want to use a wireless mic. So these ones are perfect for me. They have the DJI Mic 2s, which I hear are great, but these have always done me right and I haven't had an issue with them yet. Those mics are also great once you pair them with a lavalier. Now, lavalier mic is basically just a cleaner version of a wireless mic. With the DJI mics, they make it very, very easy. All you have to do is plug in this part into here. That's a 35mm jack, and then you go ahead and clip this on to your shirt, collar, whatever looks best, and that gives you more a professional look versus just having this clamped on someone's shirt or holding it. Even though holding it sometimes looks fine, but I think it definitely looks better than just having it like just placed there. So get yourself a lavalier mic. This is great for client stuff, but this is also great for yourself when you're vlogging. And my second source of audio for vlogging is the ECM M1. Now this thing is kind of crazy. It's by Sony. It's a crazy mic. So a little bit about it. It has 8 different audio patterns. So if you see on the back right here, you can see all the different patterns. So you can have it directional, omnidirectional, hyper directional. You can have it recording front and back. You can have it recording just the back. I think this is great, especially when vlogging, when you're behind the camera and you're talking about something that's in front of you. Instead of having to turn the mic around, you can just switch the input to the rear and talk to it like this, and it's still gonna click up beautiful audio. Now, if you wanna have it record the front and the back, there's an option for that as well. This mic is also a game changer because it does not require batteries. You just hook this up to the hot shoot mount on the top of the camera and it's powered. So whenever the camera has power, your mic has power. And also there's no cables. You don't need to connect this to the camera via a cable. All the data, all the signals, everything is controlled by the hot shoot mount right here and on top of the camera. This right here is my favorite mic for vlogging. So now let's talk about accessories. Accessories is really what brings the whole thing home. You got the camera, you got the mic, but these are the tools that are gonna bring it all together and make your vlogs that much better. And just starting out, we're gonna start with the Mantis Pod by PGY Tech. Now this thing is great because it's just a small little tripod that you can use, put on a tabletop. If you want to hold it, you can just hold it as a handle so you can get nice vlogging shots. But the one thing about the Mantis Pod that sets it apart from all the others is the Mantis little clip right there, that Mantis hook. And what that does is you can hook it onto certain doors or certain handles and get very, very unique shots. And this thing just fits right in any camera bag. It could even fit in a pocket if you really needed to. It has a little ball head on top, so if you need to readjust angles and get your camera to be the exact way that you need it to be, this thing is great. PGY Tech Mantis Pod. Another tool to get very, very unique shots would be this SmallRig magic arm with the clamp. So with the clamp is kind of important because you need to clamp it onto certain things, but you'll take this right here and connect it to your camera, and then you can attach this to anything. So those really cool unique shots you've seen of POVs of people scrolling on phones while walking, or of a can being held, but the camera has like a POV type of shot. This is how they are accomplishing that. So this will also be linked down below, but this is the SmallRig magic arm with the clamp. You can get some very, very unique shots with this. So this accessory should have been the first one because I believe it's the most important, but it's an ND filter. And the one I'm using is the Peter McKinnon Polar Pro VND, which is the polarizer with the mist variable ND filter. Like I said, this has mist. So what that does, it gives a nice little soft touch to the image, and it also blooms the highlights. So as you guys can see over there in the window area, it's a little bloomed and it's a little bit of a soft tone on the image. That's what the mist is doing. And basically what ND is, it's basically sunglasses for your lens. If you're in a bright environment, if you're vlogging outside, you're for sure gonna need an ND filter if you wanna keep your aperture low. I like to have my lens wide open so you have that nice blurry background, nice and creamy bokeh, but the only way to do that without overexposing your image is by having a variable ND or just an ND filter on. And also this is a polarizer, so if you guys will see as I turn this, you can kind of see, you can see it in my skin. Actually, you can see it more on the TV over there. It kills reflections. So I'll do that. This is great for when you're shooting cars or you're shooting windows and you want to kill reflections or pieces of sunlight that are hitting a piece of a subject or your subject, or you in this case. This is great for that. And this is my go-to ND filter for all of my vlogging. And with all of this recording, you're gonna need SD cards, and you're gonna need an SD card holder as well. So this is the PGY Tech, I'm actually blanking on the name, I'll put it down in the description, but it's a holder, but it's also a reader. So basically you can hold all your SD cards here in these slots, but it's also a card reader. So you have your USB-C port right there, and you can just put your SD card, here I'll show you. You actually can put your SD card right there, plug this up into your computer, and now you have a card reader. Then once you're done, you can go ahead and put that right there and wrap this up, wrap it up like that, close it, and now your SD cards are safe. An SD card holder is crucial because you don't want to just be throwing your SD cards in your bag. Those contact points, if they get broken, your footage can be corrupt, it could be gone, it could be lost, and you also can just damage your SD cards. And SD cards these days are expensive as hell, especially if you get the ones that are for high quality recording, which I assume that's what you're trying to do if you're trying to vlog for YouTube and make short form content. So make sure you guys get you this holder right here, but it's also a reader. Make sure you guys get this one for all of your content creation needs. And lastly, you're going to need a tripod. You don't need this one, but this is my favorite one because it's small, lightweight, it's beautiful. And this is the Falcam F38 Pro by Ulanzi. Honestly, I can't say enough great things. I might just have to do a full-on review of this tripod. But basically, it fits any type of mount. So if you have an Arca Swiss mount on your camera, or an Arca Swiss plate, or an Arca Swiss cage on your camera, it's just gonna fit right on here. It's just gonna clamp right on. It's just gonna sit right on there. Like, you'll have no issues. The footprint of it, I mean, I can fit it in the frame. You guys can see how small it is. So this fits great in my camera bag pocket. It's lightweight enough for me to just hold it, and it's made out of carbon fiber. It's super easy to use. To get all the legs out, you just do one little twist, then they all come out. You can put it back in like that, and this thing is great. It's a staple on all of my travels. It's gone to Japan with me. It's gone to San Diego with me. I love this thing. I do not leave the house. If I'm shooting, I'm bringing this tripod with me. This is my go-to, hands down. So that is my go-to vlogging setup for 2025. And if you guys are looking to create your own kit, all of this stuff will be linked down below, along with a few extras that I think you guys may like to pick up. If this video was helpful for you in any way and you like this style of content, let me know down in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.